Hi, and welcome to Fran and Jay and the hunt for the world's best sausage.
And today we're trying regional sausages from all over the British Isles. If you're new to our channel, this is the series where we try many different sausages from all over the world in the attempt to find what the best sausage is that's ever been produced. Ever.
That's a lot of evers. But yeah, that. We give every sausage we try a score out of 10, and you can see the rankings right now.
Pork and apple is currently on top, but Cumberland isn't that far behind. This week we have 4 meat products and 1 vegetarian. How will they compare against their nearest rivals, the premium pork and Aberdeen Angus beef? The vegetarian sausage will be chasing the leek and chive. The first sausage we're trying today is the Newmarket Sausage. So this is a traditional sausage made in Newmarket, and you can find it pretty much in that sort of area, sort of Cambridgeshire kind of place. And there are about 3 or 4 butchers that make this, but they do sort of sell it in some parts of the UK. Unfortunately, we were unable to find any in London, but when we visited my sister up in Cambridge the other week, we managed to find some, which is awesome.
This one is a multiple award winner, so I'm expecting good things from this little sausage.
This is from Powter's, one of the 2 or 3 butchers that make this. It's 72% pork and contains just salt, some herbs, lemon juice, and filled in a beef protein casing.
And spices.
I want spices.
They don't tell you what spices.
No. So although the ingredients don't list the spices, the little blurb on the back of the packet does say, and it's got aromatic nutmeg, ground pepper, parsley and thyme. So
very classic sausage flavours there.
Yeah, but this is actually PGI protected, which basically means you can only make it in a specified area, which I think is probably why there's only a few people that do it and why it's very difficult to get hold of sometimes. So let's get into it then.
Sausage. Oh, that looks... So that, when I cut that, there's quite a substantial sausage. Like, there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
And it smells yum.
It does, yeah. Let's give it a go.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's so juicy.
Tasty and yummy. I could eat these all day.
Yeah, the pepper comes through quite strongly on there.
Not as powerful as a Cumberland.
No, you can definitely taste it is there, because you've got that little bit of spice in the back of the throat.
And the parsley and thyme comes through nicely as well.
It does, yeah. It's kind of just like a plain pork sausage with a little bit extra, you know.
It's just yummy.
It's a good sausage though. Next up, we're going to Scotland, and we're going for a sausage that some may argue isn't actually a sausage.
Is that because it's not round?
It's not round, it's not in a casing. It's called square sausage. It's also known as lawn sausage or steak slice or square slice.
A whole bunch of different names for something that's not. It's not actually square. It's more of a
roof shaped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roof shaped. Okay.
My auntie says it's roof shaped.
Okay.
Now I've got to say I'm a bit biased in this. I grew up in a town called Corby, which, although it's in the middle of England, has a very high amount of Scottish people living there. And so I ate this quite a lot as a child, and my auntie called it roof shape.
Okay.
So
roof shape it is. We don't have a packet that goes with square sausage, so we don't actually know the ingredients that go in it. That's only because we got it from a butcher.
But I think it is a sort of mix of pork and beef. Possibly some spices in there as well. I don't know.
Why don't we just try it and see what happens?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. This takes me back to my childhood.
So cute.
I must say, I've never actually eaten this just on its own before, and it's actually quite dry.
But it's crunchy as well. It doesn't look like there's any flavourings or spices or anything in here. It's basically just meat squished into a square and sliced.
Yeah, I'm sure there must be some sort of rusk or something in there as well. But now I've got to say, the best way to eat this is in a roll, a morning roll.
A morning roll, the crispy on the outside, squishy on the inside.
With some brown sauce.
With some chutney.
Or ketchup, depending on your preference. It does need the sauce, I think. I couldn't eat this just as on its own.
No, it needs something. But that doesn't mean it's bad. It's yummy. It's just, it has to go it has to be eaten how it's intended. But on its own merit, it's still yummy.
It is.
It's just not as good as it is when it's in a morning roll with some sauce.
Yeah. If this is your first time watching us, this is part of a series we do where we try lots of sausages from all over the world, and I'm going to link to the playlist up in the corner and also down there, so make sure you go and check that out.
Next up is Glamorgan. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you said that right.
Oh, awesome.
Well done.
It's taken me all day to learn how to say that. This one, we couldn't find it anywhere. Morrison said they had it in stock, and then we tried to order it from them, and then they didn't have it in stock.
And that's where I discovered they actually discontinued them.
It's just like, it's been a nightmare. But we found a recipe for it, and it seemed really, really easy to make, so we just made some.
If you've never heard of Glamorgan Sausage, it's actually a Welsh vegetarian sausage.
Yum.
Which is why there was actually an easy recipe to follow. We didn't have to mince anything up in order to actually make it. Essentially, to make a Glamorgan sausage, you fry some leeks in some butter, mix it in with some Caerphilly cheese. Although we couldn't find any Caerphilly, but I did find the replacement you could use is yarg. And guess what? We have some yarg. See previous video. So we threw that in, along with some breadcrumbs, parsley, thyme, salt and pepper, a bit of egg yolk just for binding. Mush it up into a sausage shape, dip it in some egg white, roll it in some breadcrumbs, just leave it to chill in the fridge, and then fry it.
Easy. So let's get to eating, because that's the true test.
Yes. Oh.
So this smells amazing.
I
mean, if anybody knows, onion and cheese fried together is like the best combination.
See, cheese and onion crisps.
Oh, that's what it smells like. Cheese and onion crisps.
It's obviously leek rather than onion, but you know.
It's still oniony.
Leek is a part of the onion family.
Yeah.
So.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm very happy with this.
Oh, the flavours are amazing, aren't they?
I think it's just, you can't really go wrong with really nice cheese, butter, and leeks.
Yeah, and the cheese is melted nicely in there, so you can't really see it.
And the breadcrumbs, they don't taste like breadcrumbs, they just add to the filling of it. It's yum.
It's yum. I feel like it needs some ketchup.
Or maybe some kind of relish.
Because again, just on its own, it's a little bit dry, but not overly dry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some more.
Go on then, have some more as well.
I mean, just look at that.
But here's a question. Is it actually a sausage or is it a croquette?
That's a great question.
Because again, a bit like the square sausage, it's not stuffed into anything, which is what I would define as a sausage.
But it does have a casing, it's just the casing is breadcrumbs.
Yeah, which you've added to the outside. Yum. Next.
Yum.
Next up we have black pudding. I absolutely love black pudding, but the thing is, there are so many different recipes of it, and sometimes it's just not as good as others. So what we decided to try for this series was a geographically protected one, and this is Stornoway black pudding. Now there are a couple of others. I think Berry also has a geographically protected one, but this is actually the easiest one to get hold of. I can buy it on the internet and buy a massive 1.3 kilo thing of black pudding. Now, if you're not British, you've probably never heard of black pudding.
Yeah.
But essentially, it's made of pig's blood, which may not sound very appetising, but it is actually really nice. And this particular one also has beef suet, vegetable fat, oatmeal, onions, salt, and spices. Again, it doesn't specify the spice, but that's probably because it's a secret recipe again. You cut a slice and you fry it. And again, typically you'll have it with a cooked breakfast. Alright, let's tuck in.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's a good one.
Now to me, this tastes a lot like stuffing.
It does, yeah. I'm assuming like there's a just some shared flavours in there.
It's quite yum though, and I think don't be put off by the fact that it says blood. Because, I mean, if you eat steak, you're eating blood anyway.
And the thing with blood as well is it congeals and goes solid.
Ew. Thanks, babe.
And that...
It sounds gross.
In my opinion, if you're going to eat meat, you should eat the whole animal, or as much of it as possible, really. So why not use the blood? I don't think I've ever actually eaten Stornoway black pudding before.
No, I don't think so. And you can definitely taste the difference. Like, it's not... some of those are really squished together and claggy. I think is that the right word? Claggy? Whereas this almost melts in your mouth.
Yeah. This is a good one.
Yeah. Our final one for today is white pudding. Now, this is not geographically protected, but we just thought we'd get it from the same company for ease of ordering.
So white pudding is traditionally from Ireland. I think that's where it originated.
Okay.
And it's a similar concept to black pudding, except it doesn't have blood in it. And as far as we can tell from the ingredients, they're basically just made up of the same recipe, minus the blood.
They've also got wheat flour in this one, which it didn't have in the black pudding. So it's not gluten-free.
Yeah, but I suppose because you need that thing that binds it together.
Yeah, you need something to make it a bit chunky, right? Because this is still a... I mean, how much is it? 1.3 kilos? This is like a good...
It's like a dumbbell, is that what you're saying?
All right, I think we should just get on and eat it.
Ooh, okay.
So it's a lot... I'm going to eat this.
I was going to have to pick this up with my hands,
It's a lot more crumbly.
Yeah, it doesn't hold together as well.
And it was falling apart a bit in the pan. Cheers.
Cheers. It's got a completely different flavour, completely different texture as well.
Yeah, I actually like it.
It's almost, I suppose you could, this is almost spreadable.
Really?
Yeah, when I put it in my mouth, it sort of just coated my tongue. You can totally spread this, right? There you go.
It's still quite beefy, but the mixture of wheat and oatmeal kind of makes it more of a, almost like a cookie.
The sort of American style soft cookie. Yeah.
The onion comes out front
It
and
does,
center.
yeah.
It is really, really tasty.
It does have a different flavour to black pudding though. Because the black pudding, like, the blood obviously gets some flavour within it. So it is kind of not got that, but it's not flavourful, if you know what I mean.
It's a double negative, which doesn't make sense.
A different flavour, but a nice flavour.
Oh, it's nice. It's like a meaty, earthy sausage.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching so far. We really appreciate it. What's your favourite sausage? Let us know in the comments below and we'll see if we can find it. If you've liked what you've seen so far, hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Hit that little bell and it'll give you a notification next time we release something. Right, so we need to rank them now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, they're all very different. And I always find it difficult to rank things when they're different to each other.
Yes, because not only were they different, but they were all yummy in their own right.
Yeah. So shall we just start at the beginning with the Newmarket sausages?
I really enjoyed those. They were better than a premium sausage, just because they had that extra bit of pepper in them.
Yeah.
Really packed with flavour, had enough pork. I would go then 7.4.
7.4? Yeah, okay, I'd agree with that. 7.4.
Newmarket Sausage, 7.4.
Alright, square sausage. Now, anyone who knows me, I'm going to be quite controversial with this. Because every sausage we've ranked in this series, we're ranking it purely on its own merit, on its own. And I think this is not as enjoyable on its own.
That is correct.
It has to be in a roll with some brown sauce.
But I think that's because it's literally steak minced up, squished into a square.
Yeah. I don't want to rank it too low because I know it can be nice if served the right way. So it's got to be in a 6 somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 6.4?
Yeah, okay, 6.4. I'm happy with that.
6 point. That's the square sausage, 6.4. Alright, Glamorgan sausage.
These were yum, deceptively so. And super easy to make. Like, they didn't take us long at all.
Yeah, I'm actually not disappointed that we couldn't buy them.
Yeah.
You know, it was actually quite satisfying to make it. So I'm thinking maybe like a, 6.4?
I think more of a 6.6.
6.6?
Yeah, 6.6.
Okay, I'm happy to raise it a little bit. 6.6.
That's Glamorgan Sausages, 6.6.
Okay, now the black and the white pudding.
You love a black pudding.
I love a black pudding. I kind of want to rank these at the same time because they're similar enough to do that. But I think I preferred the black pudding over the white pudding.
I think the black pudding held its shape better.
Yeah,
Where the
definitely.
white pudding
I mean, you can hold it up like that, and it's totally fine.
Whereas this one might break.
Yeah, it's like a really badly put together burger.
Yeah. Flavour was good, texture was great, it wasn't claggy. It was good. So
I'm thinking this has to be in the 7s.
Okay.
7.5? 4?
5?
5? 7.5. 7.5. Stornoway black pudding, 7.5.
Next one is white pudding. I like the flavour of this. I thought it was really yummy. Hit all the spots.
Yeah, flavour was good.
Flavour was good. Sausage holdability was meh.
Sausage holdability, is that a new word?
Totally a word. Yes.
It's a ranking factor?
Yes. Obviously not scoring as high as the black pudding, but
No.
what would you want to give it?
I think it has to also go below Newmarket. I enjoyed those better than that.
I would go then maybe 7.1.
7.1? Stornoway white pudding, 7.1. So let's see what all of today's sausages rank in the overall standings. There's still no change in the top 10 with pork and apple still on top. Stornoway black pudding enters at joint 12, just below haggis. Newmarket's right behind joint 14. White pudding's joint 19. Glamorgan is 26th, and finally 4 Old Square Sausage is lawning behind in 29th. Well, thanks for watching. This was a great episode.
This was a good episode. We tasted everything that was yummy. Everything that was yummy. Everything that was
Everything that was yummy in the whole world.
We tasted today.
And this is a revelation. I'm definitely going to be making these again.
Those were really good.
Yeah. And they were very simple. I'll leave the recipe down below. It was from the Hairy Bikers, so you know it's good.
Thanks, Hairy Bikers. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media accounts. There are links down below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future episodes.
Don't mean that's how you ring a bell on YouTube.
No, that's not how you ring the bell on YouTube. That's funny. And we will see you next time. Oh, you're all dirty.
Yeah, I'm all dirty now. Okay, probably not the most dignified way to eat this.
No. What are you doing? I'm confused.
I'm confused as well.